Johnny, get your gun, get your gun, get your gun. Take it on the run, on the run, on the run. Hear them calling you.
Welcome back to Frontline Rejects. Before we get started today, we'd appreciate it if you could help us out by hitting that like and subscribe button and by dropping a comment in the comment section below. And if you'd like to reach out to us directly, send us an email at frontlinerejects@gmail.com. The round we're testing today is Winchester's 129 grain PowerPoint in 264 diameter, which we've got loaded up in 6.5 Creedmoor for our Savage axis. Now, this is an old school cup and core classic from Winchester, and it's the first time we featured it here on the channel. We're going to be testing it today from 100 to 500 yards, so let's get started.
Your Ben Affleck and J-Lo got married?
Yeah, again.
Yeah?
That's so exciting.
Yeah.
I'm very happy for J-Lo.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah. I hope he's over his alcoholism.
Yeah, me too. But you know, it spices things up in marriage.
Yeah,
It keeps things interesting.
I guess so. Yeah. I saw a picture on the internet,
Yeah.
He fell asleep while he was on their honeymoon in France
Yeah.
during the day.
Okay.
So he didn't sleep the night before.
Hey! Consummated that marriage for the second time.
In France.
In France, yeah.
Good for them.
Yeah. I think J-Lo's at 6 rings now.
Is she?
Yeah, I think 6. I think this makes ring number 6.
Wow.
She's got more rings than
A Super Bowl MVP.
yeah.
Shall I fetch you a box? All right, 200 yards. Winchester PowerPoints, 6.5 Creedmoor, 129 grain. 200 yards.
Just watch the mist that appears.
Watch the mist that appears. Would you recommend watching it with my naked eye or on the camera?
Oh, you can see it with your naked eye.
Okay.
It's pretty impressive.
Well, you got to hit it for me to... Yeah, never mind.
I got a what? Got a who?
That was pretty good.
Got a win where what?
Okay.
Just off the left, at the trough.
What I can do about it? Fight the wind a little bit today.
Yeah, not exactly the most aerodynamic profile.
It's all she wrote.
Yeah, man.
Good shot, dude.
Sweet.
The PowerPoint has been a staple of Winchester's lineup for decades now, and looking at our overview of all ranges fired here, it's not hard to see why. With the relatively moderate muzzle velocity we get in the 6.5 Creedmoor chambering, we got good expansion at all ranges fired, albeit whatever weirdness is going on at 500. What's also impressive is that the jacket retained the core at every range, which is something we don't always see with cup and core rounds. This is similar to how Spear's hot core performed in our 308 Winchester, and I think makes a strong case for these old school economical lead soft points being very viable choices for the modern hunter. At the 100, we have fantastic pancaking, the round folded back on itself on all sides, and from the footage delivered every last drop of energy it was carrying in a rather spectacular manner. 200 still has very good expansion, a little uneven but wide, and of course great jacket and core retention. The 300 is almost a mirror image of the 2, expansion is slightly biased toward one side, but who cares, it opened up extremely well and would have made most medium-sized game very unalive. At At 400, mushrooming ends above the cannular, which is much higher up the shank than the earlier ranges as we drop below 2,000 feet per second. At 500, we've got some goofy woo-woo stuff going on. It looks like one of those inflatable arm-waving things they set up in front of sketchy car dealerships. Our best guess is that due to the range, this bullet would have been arcing in and hit the jugs at much less than the almost 90 degrees we get with the closer ranges. This potentially caused it to tumble, and as it passed through the water jugs, the jacket was pulled back towards the front of the bullet. Still, definitely would not want to get hit with it. Tumbling action like this isn't uncommon at the 500-yard mark, and we've seen it before in a few previous tests. Moving on to our graphs here, we've got expansion in excess of 2 times original size at all ranges fired, which is fantastic, and this gives us overall expansion of 2.3 times. When we look at the average weight retention, we see 81.5%. Of course, the round lost a lot more weight at the earlier ranges, but the average benefited from that real consistent retention at 300 yards and out. Now, expansion of 2.3 times original size and over 80% weight retention is extremely impressive because it rivals the numbers that some premium bonded core bullets have put up in our prior testing. Winchester's PowerPoint really surprised us. In particular, I was not expecting to see results this good because in the past I've had some wonky experiences with Winchester brass cases and different chamberings. That being said, though, that's a discussion for another day. The one downside that I think the PowerPoint in this diameter and weight has is its ballistic coefficient, which is only 0.324. Roughly interpreted, this means the round won't maintain its speed or deflect wind as well as a higher BC option, and this was something we began to notice at the 400 and 500 yard marks. It took several more zeroing shots at those ranges, and we had to reshoot at 500. To be fair, we did have strong winds gusting above 30 miles per hour, which is to be expected because our range is in a wind farm. Even in those conditions, though, getting on target and achieving solid hits out to 300 yards was a breeze, no pun intended. So, do accuracy concerns at those longer ranges really matter? In the age of sleek, modern projectiles with slippery designs optimized to reduced wind deflection and provide maximum expansion, why would somebody choose something like the PowerPoint Hot Core or Core Lock? While the new age bullets are fantastic choices and do increase a shooter's lethality potential, most hunters don't end up using them at the ranges you need them for, which may cause some to incur unnecessary costs when getting ready for a hunt that doesn't require anything more than a reliable soft point like the PowerPoint. You may not need an expensive high BC bonded bullet. This may be just fine for you if you're only shooting within 300 yards, and even in this average velocity chambering, you still get decent muzzle velocity with this 129 grain bullet in the mid 2800 feet per second range, which depends on a few factors, but in my opinion is a good grain weight in 6.5 Creed compared to the more common 143 grain projectile speeds, and with a 200 yard zero makes drop compensation for shots from 30 to 300 yards easy. With proper shot placement, deer-sized game aren't going to notice the 14 grain difference in projectile weights. And the 129 grain PowerPoint has another huge benefit in the price range it occupies. Even in loaded ammunition, it still only costs around $30 per 20 round box, making it very affordable to get out and practice with, which in my opinion is more important than having the most premium bullet. I've also seen a lot of Winchester Super X ammunition available recently at several different retailers, so the stuff is priced well and in good supply, even considering the current ongoing ammo crisis. If you're looking for a new hunting load this year, or you can't find your regular stuff in stock, I would encourage you to consider the needs of your hunt and perhaps try Winchester's Super X PowerPoint or Extreme Point loading. This bullet pleasantly surprised us, and I would have no qualms using it in this chambering in the field this fall. Of course, we'll be testing the PowerPoint in several more chamberings. To make sure you don't miss those videos and more, subscribe to the channel and consider helping us out with a like or a comment. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.